Fostering a child can bring many rewards, but the costs involved can be considerable.
Increasingly, young people are staying with their foster parents after they turn 18, but are families getting the financial support that they need? Let's talk about this with foster parent Helen Rawdon and Vicky Carruthers, who's one of the nearly 140 young people, Helen, that you've cared for. Thank you both of you very much indeed for coming in. I suppose, Helen, we just posed the question in the introduction there. Are you getting the financial support you need?
In the East Riding, where we're from, in Beverley, yes, we have a support group called Pathway when they're 18, and if a child wants to stay put and if the carers are able to do that, we do get a financial help towards that. And they can stay with us till they're 21, and I think that is a major part because it helps you to be able to get the resources and to get things that you need to help that child to go into independence.
Just explain sorry to interrupt. Just explain Pathway. Is that something that was already there, or is that something that's new that has come about as a result of the government putting what it says is £44 million in to trying to help this across the whole of the country?
In our area, it's there. I'm not sure that it's everywhere, but it's been there for quite a few years that I can remember. But I think it's, and we're lucky that we're from that area, so we get that support. So when a child wants to stay with you, you get that help. So it's not such a massive difference in when you're not losing out on a lot of things. And it also helps, I think, foster carers to make that decision of whether they want to do staying put and they want to do independence with the young people, because it helps out that way as well for that decision.
And Vicky, you're 22 now, aren't you? But you decided to stay with Helen and the foster family until you were 21. Why was that so important for you to do that after the age of 18?
Well, when I was 18, I wasn't really ready for independence. I'd only just left college, so I was looking for a job, so I wasn't financially ready.
So you felt you needed that security of being with a family, and you were able to do it on this occasion. I mean, there are some other children who haven't been able to do it, and obviously what we were talking today is about this scheme that's being extended by the government or introduced so that more young people can. It's great, I'm sure, to have the support of somebody like Helen, who was able to help you move into your flat.
Yeah, she helped me decorate my flat. She did most of it while I was at work.
Oh, that's great.
So she did most of that. So I've had a lot of support off Helen, and I've had a lot of support off the Pathway as well for setting up my flat.
How old were you when you first went to Helen?
I was 14.
Okay. Just explain what having those years with her has meant to you.
It's meant a lot to me. She's done a lot for me.
Been there, and
Vicky is like my daughter now.
Yeah.
She'll always will be. She's like my daughter. And we've supported each other. Vicky works very hard for what she's achieved. She's had to work very hard for it. And like I said, she's worked straight away from college. She did go to college and she graduated from college. And then she got 2 jobs and she's running a flat. She's got a little car. She's really done well through this. But I think it would have been very different if she just had to leave at 18. Vicky wasn't ready, and luckily she knew that herself. So it wasn't a hard decision to make for her to stay with us.
Do you find lots of youngsters, I mean, you've helped, I'm sure people watching will be in awe of what you've done to have looked after over 140 foster children. Do you find some actually are very keen to go at 18?
A lot of them think they are ready, but a lot of them don't recognise the emotional side of it. They're not emotionally ready sometimes, and a lot of the time I think we're just setting them up to fail in some ways. And I think that them extra years just gives them that stability, gives them that learn. General things like cooking and things like that. When they're 18, how many people can go out and really have all the that sort of things to do? You can.
And Vicky, I'm sure that you and Helen are going to stay very close for years to come. You want to as part of your life for the future, I'm sure.
I do, yeah. She can't get rid of me.
That's a nice thing to hear. Helen, thank you very much indeed. Vicky, thank you very much indeed to you too. Thanks for coming and sharing your story with us.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. 20 minutes.